welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing a smoky kind of turquoise eye using the MARC JACOBS palette. This is the Edgitorial palette. I was really inspired to use this color right here. I haven't really used a color like this on my channel, and this just like screams fall to me, and it's just so beautiful. These colors are not colors that I would normally use, so I was feeling creative today. It's Sunday and I figured I would just play with some new makeup with you guys today, and we'll see how the look turns out. So if you want to see how I achieve this smoky eye, then just keep on watching. And if you guys are new here, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss a new video. So enough talking, let's jump right in. So today I'm going to start with the eyes first. It's not how I usually do my makeup, but today I am going to be doing a smokier eye, so I'm going to probably have fallout and I don't want to ruin my base makeup, so we're just going to do it this way. So I'm going to start off by priming my eyes using the Makeup Revolution concealer in C10. I've really been liking this concealer lately, and I'm just going to dot it on my eyes and then take a Morphe Beauty Sponge and just blend it out. Base layer is on. I'm just going to set everything in place, and I'm going to be using the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I really like this setting powder because it doesn't give you any sort of flashback, and it's just a really nice powder. Now that my base is covered, I am going to go in to the MARC JACOBS Edgitorial palette. This is the 750 palette, and I'm going to take this like green shade right here, and I'm going to place that all over my lid. I'm going to use a packing brush. I'm just going to be using this Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. This is a brush that you can get in all Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. And I'm just going to pack that onto my brush, tap off the excess, and just pat it all over the eye. This doesn't have to be neat or anything. We really just want to place the color down on the lid, and then we're going to blend it out afterwards. I'm going to take a Morphe M433 brush, and I'm going to take this brown shade in the palette, and I'm going to buff out my crease. Now I'm going to go back in with that same green shade, and I'm going to buff out my lid. So I'm just going to buff it all around, and I'm also going to blend this into the crease just so we have a nice gradient. Okay, now that I have a base and my crease is blended out, I'm going to take the Morphe M433 brush again, go back into that brown shade, and really diffuse the crease. Okay, now that that's all blended out, I'm going to go in with this dark shade on the end. Now I'm going to take that on a packing brush, and I'm just going to pack that all over my lid. Okay, now I'm going back in with my Morphe blending brush into that brown shade, and I'm going to blend out the crease once again. Oh, all right. I'm going to go in with this beautiful yellow shade in the palette, and I'm going to take my Sigma blending brush. This is the E36 brush, and I'm just going to place that in the inner corner of my eye, and then I'm just going to feather it up in to the shadow, staying on the lid, not going above the crease. And now I am going to take my finger, my pinky finger, and I'm just going to dab this in the inner corner of my eye to just brighten that up a little bit more. Now I'm going to move on to the face. I'm going to take all of the eyeshadow off my hands so I don't have a relapse of that, and I'm just going to clean up the edges of my shadow using a wet wipe. These wet wipes are from Costco, super inexpensive, and you can buy them in bulk, which I love. And I essentially just follow the natural curve of my eye around and up. And as you can see, very nice. Now we are going to move on to the face. First, I'm going to start off by priming my face using the BAREMINERALS. This is the Blemish Rescue Skin Clearing Anti-Redness Mattifying Primer. I've really been liking this. I'm going to place the primer only in my T-zone where I need it the most and where I tend to get the oiliest. And I'll put it up here. I'm not like a big primer person. I don't really like wearing primer all over my face. That's just me. For foundation, I am going to be using the Hourglass Mineral Veil. What even is this? This is the Hourglass Stick Foundation, okay? I'll list everything down in the description box. I honestly hated this foundation at first. And then I started watching, I watched Jaclyn Hill use this foundation and then put it all over her face as kind of like a base and mix it in with a liquid foundation, and it looked flawless. And I started doing that and it was like the best skin day I have ever had. So I'm using the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation in Honey, and I'm going to blend everything together using the GIORGIO Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in 7.5. I really like this stuff and I like the stick. It's really convenient and it's like really full coverage, which I love and I need. I love a full coverage. And then I'm going to take just like, just 2 pumps of this. This is a pretty light shade, actually 3 pumps. So, and this is a full coverage. We're going for like a glam look today, guys. So don't judge me too hard for this. And then I'm going to be using the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH03 buffer brush, and I'm just going to buff everything in. Now when I first used this foundation, it just like did not by itself work very well for my skin. It just made me look older. It really emphasized my texture, but blend like mix as a like full coverage mix in for like your regular favorite foundations. It works so well. Like look, it just covered everything on my face. Dark spots, gone. Usually for foundations I have to spot correct with concealer or whatever, and with this baby I don't have to do that. Now I'm going to go in with a contour, and it is the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand, the Hollywood Contour Wand. And it is in the shade medium dark. I bought this during the Sephora sale. I've never really tried any Charlotte Tilbury products, but I really wanted to try them. Oh wow, that's a lot. I really wanted to try it because all the ads like made it look so beautiful. I could use a snatched chin at the moment, so that's what we're gonna do. Now I am going to take just a stippling brush. This is the brush I use for all of my cream contours, and I'm just going to buff it in. This is a really nice consistency. Like a lot of cream contours I've noticed, you have to work very quickly because they will dry in place and be really hard to kind of blend out. That is not the case. This is very easy to blend out. Now I am going to go in with concealer, and I'm just going to be using my favorite at the moment, which is the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use concealer in Sand. And I'm just going to place this underneath my eyes. This concealer is just great. It like really has replaced Shape Tape for me. I could not tell you where my Shape Tape is. And I really like the fact that this is more hydrating. The Shape Tape is more drying underneath my eyes. Still a great concealer. I'm all about preserving the under eye area, and my under eye area looks a lot better when it's hydrated. Now I am going to go in with my Hourglass powder, and I'm just going to set everything in place underneath my eyes. Now I'm just going to go over my whole face with a light dusting of the Benefit Hello Flawless powder for additional coverage and to just set my whole face in place. You guys have seen me do this like a million times, so I'm not even gonna show you guys. Okay, so my camera cut out. So what I was saying is I'm going to go in and contour my face using the KEVYN The Contour Book. And here is how it looks on the inside. So pretty. And I'm going to be using the darkest shade in the palette just to hollow out my cheeks. And I'm going to be using the Morphe M523 brush. And I just place it in the hollows of my cheeks and lightly blend it up just to really define the cheekbone. And look at how pretty that is. I mean, that's beautiful. Now the trick to contouring the double chin is to actually get underneath your chin. See? Optical illusion. Perfecto. Okay, now that my face is contoured, I am going to bronze it up a little bit with my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer and this big fluffy brush that I powdered my face with, just to kind of warm up the cheeks. And I'm debating on whether I want to try a nose contour. I feel like every time I try a nose contour, it kind of like never works out the way I want it to. But you know what? Today I'm feeling ballsy. I'm actually going to try the medium sculpting powder. Wow, that actually looks like a shadow. Guys, like, I'm honestly like shook by how nice that looks. Like, my nose contours usually never look like that. All right. Well, let's just say I'm really impressed with this palette. I just used the medium and then I built it up with the darker shade and it looks really, really nice. Now I'm going to go in and highlight with the same palette and I am going to be using the shade Beam because I'm feeling feisty. Very pretty. My nose! I'm so impressed with how that contoured my nose. I'm really, really, really impressed. So the brows are done. Now I am going to go in to the same KEVYN palette and I'm going to use the blush. This blush is super pretty, so let's see how it wears. And I'm going to be applying that with the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH04 brush. It's a very pretty, just like light wash of color. I really like that palette. It's definitely a multi-use tool and I'll probably take that with me on vacation because, I mean, this nose contour, I'm still shook about it. Now I'm going to finish the eyes. I'm going to take this Sigma E36 brush and I'm going to go back into this Marc Jacob palette and I am going to take that green and I'm just going to buff out my lower lash line. I'm going to connect it to the wing up here and then I'm just going to buff it out. You really want to just smoke this out so you don't have any harsh lines. I'm going to go back into that gold shade and I'm going to connect it to the smoked out green that we have. Take this Luxie, this is the 111 brush. I'm just going to place this on my lower lash line. And then I'm going to make the inner corner pop a little more. I'm going to take the Monsieur Big Mascara and I'm going to place that on my lower lashes. Then I'm going to take the same green shade and then I'm just going to pack this in my waterline. I really like how this look turned out. Now for lips, I think I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Uncuffed. This is their liquid lipstick and it's phenomenal. I bought this during the Sephora VIB sale and guys, shook. And it just goes on so smooth. You literally don't need a lip liner. It is just, it's such a nice shade. This is just like the perfect everyday shade and that is without a lip liner. And you guys know that anytime I wear any sort of lip color, I always have a lip liner. This stuff is amazing. The whole Fenty Beauty line is just amazing. I'm going to set everything in place using the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I've really been liking this lately. and I'm going to fix my hair and I will be right back.